Like, just looking at these numbers alone, y'all can be mad all you want to, because even I exercise it. Like, man, you cannot blame black men for exercising their options outside of race. I'm like, just looking at these numbers alone, I'm like, if you're a logical person, a logical male, and you want to increase your chances, you would probably do the same. You know what I mean? If the goal is to get married and start a family. What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy Ron back with another video. Before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. On the road to 1,000 subs. Let's get it. Alright, so if you're new to the platform, please subscribe. And if you're an OG or recently subscribed, I appreciate the love and the support. Alright, let's keep it moving. Today, Poor Man Podcast, man. This is one of my favorite content creators out of this space. Does his homework. This is one of the things that I've noticed about him that I really like. I like when it comes to statistics, you can put him right up there with Kevin Samuels and Rollo Tomasi, as far as like being up on the statistics. And it was a lot of numbers in this clip that he put up. This is from a collab he did with Playback, if y'all know who Playback is. Dude, he dropped some numbers that even I didn't know, man. And I do my homework, man. I'm pretty diligent when it comes to the numbers. Alright, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it.
Yeah, 85% of African American women make 50K or less, right? So if you get with a guy that's a plumber or working at a factory, he's doing 50K, y'all at 100K now. Now you can actually do things financially. Now you can put money aside for stocks and do whatever, crypto or whatever, you can have those discussions. But if you're struggling every single day because you're by yourself, how are you ever going to build that?
You're by yourself.
Yes, bro. And like, if you look at the Asian community, they're doing well because they have family. Even if you look at other black...
Hold on, man. Let's run that back, y'all, because I want to see that. Hold on. Alright, y'all. Marriage rates vary widely by race and ethnicity education. Wow. Look at the marriage rates, y'all. Look at the marriage rates. I mean, cohabitation is pretty even Steven between white, black, and Hispanic. I mean, that just goes, see, this is why, this stat right here shows why I'm kind of leaning towards Thailand, man, over Colombia. Like, in case y'all didn't know, those are like the two countries that I'm kind of like split between as far as future plans. But look at that number, 63. 63 to 3 in comparison to everybody else. 48-8, 33-7, 57-8. And look where the blacks are. Damn, I'm like just looking at these numbers alone. Y'all can be mad all you want to, because even I exercise it. Like, man, you can't blame black men for exercising their options outside of race. I'm like, just looking at these numbers alone, I'm like, if you're a logical person, a logical male, and you want to increase your chances, you would probably do the same. You know what I mean? If the goal is to get married and start a family. This is nuts, man. Was there something else? I thought there was another graph. Not another graph. Alright, let's keep it moving, y'all.
But even if you look at other black categories of people, like Nigerians, They come here and they do amazingly well because they have very traditional views and they have a code that they live by, which I think is the most important thing. Like if you look at Jewish people, right? Jewish people represent 0.02% of the world population. 0.02% of the world population, right? 25% of all Nobel Peace Prizes were given to Jewish people.
A quarter of all Nobel Prize winners are of Jewish descent, despite it being a minuscule 0.02% of global population.
Wait a second, man. Hold on. Wait a second. 0.02% of the population, but every 1 out of 5, which is 20, that's 20%. He said 25 because you got to think that was from, I think that said from 1900 to like 2000. You got to think it's 2022, so it's probably gone up to 25% since then. That's 1 out of every 4. And y'all wonder why Jewish people are always rich. Let's keep it moving.
7 out of the 10 richest people on the planet are Jewish.
Among these 12 billionaires, 7 of them are either Jewish or was greatly influenced by the Jewish culture. Which begs the billion-dollar question. What makes Jews particularly successful?
These people are dominating. Why? Because by Jewish religious law, at the age of 3, you have to start teaching your child mathematics and basic reading and writing.
As soon as the child becomes 3 years old, at least for a boy, we start teaching him the alphabet, what we call the alphabet.
At 3? Now see, alphabet, okay, that's cool. I mean, my best friend's son just turned 2 earlier this year, and he pretty much already knows the alphabet. So that, okay, but math already? Wow. See, this is what I'm saying. Oh man. See, this is one of the reasons why I want to have kids so bad, man, because man, just knowing what I know now, like the knowledge that I can pass down, I'm telling you, it's a beautiful thing for real, man. Like, it's one of the reasons why I look forward to having kids so much. All right, let's keep it moving.
For him to be considered a man, for him to transition to the next part of his life by the age of 11 or 13, somewhere in there, the man has to teach his son a trade, whether that be sales, whether that be carpentry, mechanics, whatever it may be, something that he can create an opportunity with his own hands.
The father is obligated to do 6 things for his son. And one of the things it says that the father must teach his son trade. Trade meaning job. Teach him, a certain trade where he's going to be able to make a living for his family. It's actually a religious obligation for us.
And this is something that we had in the 60s that we've kind of lost for university, but those men could create things.
Is that a dying dog?
Something. I heard that.
It might be, I don't know what's going on. Okay.
No, but like it's powerful to teach a boy that he can make his own money. Not only is he going to get focused on that, but the better he gets at it and the more he does it, the more money he makes from it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So from the age of 13, these kids already, they know mathematics and basic reading. Age of 13, they're already getting into a trade. What that means is now after World War II, when they get into these communities, if you need your door fixed, go down to John. If you need your car fixed, go down to Steve. So their money stays in their community because their people have something of value to offer.
Facts, bro. I'm telling you right now, look, where I grew up at, right? Like the neighborhood borders another neighborhood, which is like, it's a it's a rich neighborhood, all right? And when I tell you, you'll see nothing but Jews just walking up and down the street in groups. And it's like they all stay in this small section. Got a Jewish hospital, got a Jewish, got Jewish schools right across the street from each other on the same street. Like, I'm like it's almost like they low-key took over like 10 blocks of the neighborhood. It's weird. But in order for them to be living in that area, they gotta be having a decent living. And that just lets me know, like, yeah, man, I never realized that when it came to Jews, bro. Because I always wondered, like, man, why come Jews are so successful? I always wondered that. Like, this, I'm like, bro, this was eye-opening, man. Let's keep it moving.
Even when Jews are a minority population in most countries, their community presence remains intact. New Jersey, for example, is home to a Jewish community. They settled here generations ago after escaping the Holocaust. During that time, a leader of a Jewish congregation, aka the rabbi, told the followers to each pick up a trade.
Again, trade means like profession. Once everybody learned, the core professions, what happens is that people would only hire them. And therefore money was coming into the community, but it was really never leaving the community. And within a certain amount of years, this community became really rich. This is the Satmar Hasidim, that's what they're known as.
And I think there's a lot of boys in our community that don't feel valuable because they don't have something that they can create, so they're depending on other people for opportunities. Mm-hmm. So if you teach them a trade early on, they can create their own opportunity. And I think that that's extremely powerful that we just kind of brush over. Mm-hmm. So like by Jewish law, like I'm just bringing that up because they have specific codes that allow for success. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like when I was back in Winona, we have a huge Hmong population. I was
Hmong?
No, Hmong. Like they're people I don't want to fit because I know they're gonna hear this, but I want to say Thailand or Laos or one of those Asian countries. I'm not sure, but for some reason there just happens to be a lot of them in Minnesota. I don't know why they decided to stay there. It's cold as shit, but when I would go to school with them, if you're sleeping with a man, you're married. That's it. It ain't no talking all that back and forth. Their family will come and find you if you're not trying to marry their daughter after you slept with them. Mm. So like for the guys that were like black and white and they trying to do this whole party, promiscuous life, you gotta stay away from Asian women or you gonna have somebody at your door, right? So those traditional values that keep men and women together, I think are extremely important, and having a code, like having something to like live towards. Like, and I think that's one of the biggest most important components of religion is that even if you're a person with low IQ, it gives you a set of rules that allows you to live a life. Mm. You know what I mean? Like, don't overindulge in food, don't overindulge in alcohol. Teach you certain basic rules that are easily understandable that can at least give you a decent opportunity at having a decent life, right? A livable, like something that you could be kind of proud of. Treat your wife this way, treat your kids this way, discipline them this way, or whatever it may be. It had that. But now with religion dying, you have a lot of people that are just creating these things. Like, they're just believing in the same ideas, but it's just with no merit. It's nothing to hold them down. And I think that's one of the reasons like spirituality is getting so big, is because it doesn't have the accountability. Yeah. You can just go, I have a relationship. It's
actually very interesting.
I just have a blah 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 with Christ. And now that churches online, the same people that didn't want to go in because they get criticized for their behavior in church, they just stay and watch it online. Because what those communities did was held you accountable for the things you did. And when you're a person and you want to be better, like every person should be, or what are you doing here if you're not trying to be better at life? Going into those environments and hearing exactly person to person why what you're doing might sabotage your life is truly important. Right, and now people can ignore that because it makes them uncomfortable.
I thought of
facts, man. Oh my God. Facts, big facts. It's like he said right at the end, like we live in this world now where it's like so coddled, man. And I still can't get over the whole Jewish thing, man. It's like, this is one of the reasons why I'ma always think that the black community will never be able to share that same kind of wealth and power as a community, because we're so much for self versus the community that we'll never be able to benefit from that the same way Jewish people do. But it's like he said, you know, it's based in religion. And if you know, unless you've been living under a rock, you know, the West has done a pretty good job of trying to eliminate religion, and it's turned into more so in his case, I guess you could say spiritual. That's a good example, because it does alleviate accountability. That's why I really get upset when I hear women say, oh yeah, I did that, yeah, I know that was toxic, but I'm an Aquarius, so yeah. Oh, so I'm just supposed to ignore what you did just because of your horoscope sign? Like, man, if you don't get the French toast out of here, like, nah, I'm not going for that. So I guess my take on this from this was, it was kind of heartbreaking in a way, because even like from the very start, said the average, you know, 85% of black women, 85% are making $50,000 or less. Said, sorry, so if these women get with somebody that work at a warehouse, plumber, something like that, they gonna be making about the same. Boom, y'all got 100K. You know, I never really understood why more women don't do that. It's like, if you're in a position where you're making about 40 to 50K, it's like, if you could find somebody that's making 50 to 60, a little more than you, not too much. Like, y'all bring y'all income together. I'm like, you be surprised what you can do. You be surprised what you can do. I'm like, my parents are the perfect example of that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this here. I want to hear y'all thoughts on this. I'm like, did y'all think it was this bad when it came to, you know, nuclear families? Did y'all know that the Jewish stay wealthy because of the traditions and the religions that they hold? Y'all let me know. Y'all let me know how y'all ladies, let me know how y'all feel. Fellas, let me know what you think. All right. And again, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz. Catch y'all in the next video, y'all. Deuces.